Oh shit. Yes, yes, what's going on everybody? It's your boy What's Out. We are back with some more Fallout 4. It's been a while. I know. We've been making other things, we've been busy making other content, other projects. We are back after like 2 months. And it's a big episode. I can't believe I left on a cliffhanger like that, but that's what I done did because I'm an evil son of a bitch. Let's get right into it. Right, first thing we gotta do. On. There we go. Boom, network scanner. That's the first thing we need to install. There you go. Sturges would be happy. That's if I ever get back to some bitch. So let's see if anything we can pick up. I don't think there's anything crazy here. Oh, we always go for them red boxes though. Yeah, no duct tape. That's my thing. I'm always looking for duct tape. I don't know if you can hear that, but someone's blowing up my phone. I'm telling you, man, as soon as I start recording, ping, 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 every motherfucker messaging me. See, stim part, yeah. Yes, yes, father!
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Institutionalized. I'm not crazy! Institution!
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute.
Oh shit.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy. And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Let's go get Shaun. Shaun, buddy! What's the matter, buddy? Should let me thingy him. Nicholas. I had to make a cut. It was like glitched. It would not let me talk to him, but
Shaun.
here we are.
Huh? Yes, I'm Shaun.
Shaun? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Shaun.
Father, what's going
It's
on?
me.
What's happening?
I'm your dad. Yes, it's me. Your dad. I'm here, Shaun.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh, shh. It'll be okay, Shaun. I'm here
I
now.
don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Please, Shaun. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Get ready for this.
Shaun. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Shaun. The real Shaun. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Shaun.
Ah, shit.
I am your son.
That's a mad twist even this time later.
After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth, think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't see the point of any of this.
You don't see the connection. Let me try to explain. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Shaun. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future. no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They need your help, Shaun. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering, infighting. It was a disaster. No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
So yeah, I mean, it's a mad twist there. Obviously, I've played this game before, but even after playing it, it's still mad. Such a crazy twist. And yeah, man, there's a lot of, like, you know what I mean, mess with your head. A lot of thought to be had on this whole situation, I guess. But I will warn you, if I remember right, there's going to be a hell of a lot of talking in this episode. So I will just turn my mic off when those moments happen and just let you enjoy the dialogue, because especially now, I mean, yeah, that point in the game where you know what I'm saying, there's a ton of stuff we could pick up from here, and this place in general, if you actually go around searching everything, which I won't do. If I do, I'll do it off camera, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but I can remember the first time I played Fallout 4 and that part happened where he says, "I am Shaun." I was like, what? Like, I had to literally pause the game and just like process everything for a good 5 minutes. I'm like, hold on a minute. Because that's crazy, right? That's your son, but he's now older than you and all that time's passed. And like he's saying, you know, like, you accepted that this amount of time passed, but why can't this amount of time pass? And, you know, just the whole stuff with like the Simpsons and everything that we'll get into. There's a lot of things that'll, you know what I mean, play on your mind a little bit in this game. Yeah.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
I must be the luckiest synth in the Institute.
Hi.
What's up,
As
baby?
the Institute's first personal synth, I try to set a good example.
Fucking flirt with a bitch.
My personal synths are as good looking as you. I should get one for myself.
Why, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know that I can be of much help with that, but the compliment has certainly made my day. It was a real pleasure to meet you. I'm sure you're
I
still...
have no intentions of that.
So I'll let you get back to that.
It must make you proud.
Almost
to do
done.
all that Father
Just need to tighten up this
Hey, Doc.
primary drive
They weren't
servo.
kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Shaun's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes. That's the third primary...
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
Hi, Doc.
Welcome, welcome. It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you'll come to think of the Institute as your home.
It'll take some time, but I could learn to like it here.
I'm so glad to hear you say so, and promise I'll work hard to make sure that you do. You should know that many of us consider it a great honor to have you here.
I just want to say, you know, like, these Fallout videos don't necessarily get the most views on my channel, but I just have so much fun, man. Like, it allows my own personality to come out, you know. When I'm doing the reviews and everything, I'm trying to be a bit more formal, I'm trying to be a bit more, you know, what YouTube wants of me, so I get them views. But on these Fallout videos, I mean, I'm not doing it for the views. If I were, I wouldn't even be doing these Fallout videos, you know what I mean? So the real me gets to come out a little bit in these, and I just have so much fun doing Fallout. I fucking love Fallout, as you know. Speak to me, Justin A.O., you fucking sour-faced twat.
Here you are. Justin A.O., Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
So basically, you're the secret police.
Secret police? If that's a pre-war reference, then I'm afraid it's lost on me. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Very well.
Justin.
What do you want? And please, make it quick.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that... We then begin the delicate... In those cases where the procedure all too often...
I love the whole look of this place as well, the appearance. It's super like Fruit Go Aero, as they call it. Gives me that sort of like early 2000s. I don't know what you'd even call it, but yeah, pretty place. I would say it beats being out on the wasteland, but I don't know. Would you get kind of like cabin fever looking at this place all day? Probably.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on Batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick.
So guys,
he's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Doc.
Yes,
welcome.
well...
So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holden,
I suppose
head of the
you're right.
Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is.
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd...
Great. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Take care, then.
I see them gorillas we're talking about. Oh, here we are. I remember these, actually. Forgot about this.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising
Oh, man. Could give them a bit more room, though. I feel kind of bad, you know?
Need all these
But, yeah.
forming the halls.
I guess this is the advancement of synth technology. Gone. Animals, humans. You think they'd do animals like first, though, wouldn't you? Like with how humans see animals, you wouldn't think they'd do with humans first, but they did. Such a cool location, man. Like when you think Fallout as well.
Have to work pretty hard to impress anyone down here.
Don't often get to come to any location that look like this. Like the first time playing this, when I first played Fallout 4, it was something. You know what I mean? You've been up in that wasteland all day.
I hope they're not getting into too much trouble.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us. Well, that was productive.
Rosalind.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths. It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a
Terminator
minimum.
motherfuckers.
Hey, Doc.
Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look
This guy looks like the most boringest person ever, doesn't he?
a lot of old technology in these.
Looks like he'd read a book on the shades
I
of
lose
grey.
sleep worrying
Not
about
50
when
of
the
them
next
are. But
blackout's gonna hit.
Looks like everything's running great. I'd say you're doing your job.
Hey, thanks. It's nice to be appreciated. Most people just take my work for granted.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's the kind of work that only gets noticed when something goes wrong, if you know what I mean. There's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah? All right. That's all
You
for now.
boring man.
You can resume your duties.
Alright. Institute Robotics. Oh, I think this place is cool, actually. Yeah. Talking about Terminator. Look at this place. I'll show you that process in a moment.
But her eyes were moving as well.
Doc.
If you're about to launch into one of your
You're finally with
speeches about
I just like to
artificial
apologize
sentience and
for any
machines with
trouble
souls,
our sins.
don't bother. I've heard you've arrived at a momentous time. Our third-generation synths are a true breakthrough. The culmination of centuries of research. It's no exaggeration to say that they're superior in almost every way to human beings.
What I've seen so far is pretty impressive.
It's just the beginning. Like I said, a momentous time.
Max.
With our third-generation synths, we've improved.
Good day.
All new
Hey.
synths must be processed without delay.
When it comes to rules and policies.
Welcome. Please proceed directly to processing.
Feels like this project has been going on for months.
Welcome. Please proceed directly to processing.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've increased sync responsiveness using your 4%.
There's one person I accidentally forgot to speak to. We've already been in this area, but I didn't speak to this one woman. Where's she at? Where's she at? This way. Speak to me, baby! Say that.
Excuse me, doctor?
Ah, it's you.
Dr. Lee.
Yes, yes.
She's saying yes, yes, she's a road girl.
Well, I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here. I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Well, that's insulting.
I'm sorry. Not my intention. There's just quite a bit going on right now, and your arrival has the potential to throw things off schedule. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute.
Right. Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
All right.
And that's it. That is it. That is the institutionalized mission over. So I want to thank you all for watching. Yeah, super important plot twist there, you know what I mean? Crazy plot twist. And if this is your first time watching, I mean, one, I'm jealous because you get to experience this story for the first time, and two, well, I bet you didn't see that coming. But yo, thank you all for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be coming with you another Fallout video very soon. You ain't gonna have to wait anymore when I start banging these out again. Much love, everybody. Have it.